25% import duty on Indian goods announced by US President Donald Trump is set to take effect on Thursday. And among the major sticking points in the ongoing trade tensions between the two sides is agriculture, specifically genetically modified seeds, imports of which the United States has been lobbying India to allow for decades. And on Gravitas tonight, we are breaking down for you why genetically modified seeds hold huge political stakes for Donald Trump, why American monopolistic ambitions and the country's aggressive push to enter the Indian agricultural sector are a major factor behind this, and why this entire issue risks giving foreign control over what millions of Indians grow. According to reports, in a bid to appease his voter base, especially those in America's agricultural heartlands, Donald Trump is leaning hard on countries like India to open their markets. American states like Illinois, Indiana, Ohio, rich in corn, soy and wheat reportedly form the backbone of his support. At a time when Trump's approval rating has dropped to just around 40%, the lowest level of his second term in office, by the way, Trump needs to keep his voters happy. So what better way, it seems, than by expanding the export markets of a crucial voter base? And now the Trump administration has been exerting pressure on India to open up its market, especially to American soybean and maize, which are both almost entirely genetically modified produce. And these products are reportedly backed by powerful US farming lobbies and multinational corporations. And the numbers indicate why it is so important for American agricultural businesses. The exports of American raw soybean alone was valued at around $25 billion and of maize at around $14 billion in 2024. And if processed derivatives are added, the total exceeds $50 billion. But this is not just about trade, it's also about power and patents. According to reports, American companies have been looking to dominate Indian agricultural markets with the aim of gaining exclusive rights to seeds and crops. India is not new to the issue, of course. The infamous basmati rice patent controversy had a US firm trying to claim ownership over a variety of rice that has been grown in India for centuries. And that attempt was blocked. But India remains wary of American companies. New Delhi has consistently refused to approve genetically modified food crops for commercial cultivation or widespread import. GM crops pose risks to biodiversity and, above all, farmer autonomy, because genetically modified products are often patented, potentially leaving Indian farmers dependent on US corporations for every planting season. But India is not yielding. In fact, the government is aware that any compromise on genetically modified imports could harm millions of small farmers, especially given that both maize and soybean are cultivated in more than 12 million hectares of land each in India. Another issue of giving any kind of leeway is that cheaper US produce could potentially flood Indian markets and decimate local competition. And the concerns are not merely about imports. It's reportedly also about handing over control of Indian farmlands to American corporate interests. As India continues to engage in high-stakes trade talks with America, the time for the implementation of trade tariffs gets closer, and India has drawn a clear line. The onus continues to remain on Trump and his administration.